So picking up from last week's video, Elvis meets Larry Geller at his house in California because Wallace and Parker decide that Elvis's hair is too stiff and mannequin looking like a helmet. So Larry Geller is the replacement hairdresser. Little did Elvis know that him and Larry had quite a bit in common. During their time getting to know each other in their introductory conversation, Larry talks about his dedication to spiritual studies. Well, when he says this, Elvis's ears perk up, and Elvis confesses that he's secretly thinking about spiritual things all the time. Secretly, because Elvis has no one in his inner circle that he can talk to about these matters. Elvis can't go to church because he feels like he'd just be too distracting. And he definitely couldn't talk to Priscilla. You know, I often wonder why Elvis wouldn't reach out to popular religious leaders at the time, like maybe Oral Roberts or Billy Graham. We all know that he liked Rex Humbard. I'm sure, if Elvis would have placed a call, that he could have spoke to these people. They could have personally counseled him. That's something I always wish would have happened. But Elvis finds a friend in Larry Geller. Elvis talks with him about the meaning of life and his purpose. Elvis doesn't take no for an answer and convinces Larry to quit his job at Jay Sebring's hair salon, come work for him full time, and bring his spiritual books that he was telling Elvis so much about upon their first meeting. One of the books that Geller brings Elvis is called The Impersonal Life, and it quickly becomes one of Elvis's favorites, read over and over throughout the rest of his life. Nearly the whole time Elvis is filming Roustabout, he and Larry are studying New Age philosophy in his Paraguay house. The Memphis Mafia don't like this relationship Elvis has started for a number of reasons. The first one being, the guys can't relate to this. They know simple Southern fun, relaxing at the house, watching football on Sundays, the nightlife that they got to experience through their relationship with Elvis. But with Elvis solely focused on his new spiritual study, the guys are a bit bored and directionless. Number two, all the guys were internally jockeying for Elvis's attention. They all wanted to be number one. They all wanted to be his best friend, his right-hand man. So with Larry there and Elvis shut up in his room, they're all out. Another man that doesn't appreciate Larry's involvement was Colonel Andreas Parker. Parker liked to control Elvis's mind. He wanted Elvis's full attention and full mind. He wanted Elvis very sheltered. Stick to the game plan. No outside interference. This was a way for Parker to control him. When Parker realized Elvis's disinterest with the movies were growing larger and larger, including recording soundtracks for the movies, Colonel confronted Elvis in the MGM parking lot. Parker accused Elvis of being on a religious kick and to get his head back in the game and out of the clouds. The guys, including Larry, were waiting for Elvis to get back in the bus, the new Greyhound that Elvis had bought for himself for traveling, because they were headed for Memphis. Elvis emerges from the meeting in a rage and vents to the guys that his life is not a kick and that he knows nothing about me, speaking of Parker. Elvis continues with Geller for a few more years as Geller's influence on him causes Elvis to build the meditation garden, try LSD, which he only tried one time, according to most reports, and meet with Scientology leaders that Elvis said only wanted his money after meeting. Well, there's a lot more to this story, but we'll have to save it for another time. Thanks for sticking around to the end. If you've liked this video, hit the like button. It helps to grow and expand the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check me out on Patreon. Links to all three are in the description below. Talk to you guys next time.